because being thanked is the very least that we can do to acknowledge their service, lest we forget.
I see the Honourable Member Saanich Gulf Highland has her hand raised. The Honourable Member Saanich Gulf Highlands.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I ask unanimous consent to add my statement on behalf of the Green Party of Canada. I think we're united in this place, and I echo the words of all of my colleagues,
for all parties and all members who have already spoken this morning. We stand together with the same spirit. We shall remember.
Sorry, I just want to, before the Honourable Member continues, I just need to ask for unanimous consent from the House. Does the Honourable Member have unanimous consent to also do a speech on on Veterans Week? Agreed? Agreed and so ordered. The Honourable Member for Saanich Gulf Islands.
Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to all of my colleagues for that unanimous consent to speak a little bit more on the subject of Remembrance Day and Veterans Week.
Just briefly, I certainly echo the words of all of my colleagues, particularly the very detailed enumeration of the number of wrongs done to our veterans, and a huge thank you to all past members of the Canadian Armed Forces, as well, of course, as those currently serving in uniform for Canada. But I just want to make a very personal reflection. We know, all of us, as we gather every November 11th at a cenotaph in our local community, that every year we notice the missing. Those veterans who, of course, as the years go by, are increasingly frail and slip this mortal coil. In the last year, we lost two such heroes, well, a little more than a year for Chick Goodman. In my community of Sydney, on Vancouver Island, the heroism of Chick Goodman is one of those Canadian soldiers who helped liberate the Netherlands and liberate people who'd been held in Nazi death camps. We think of Peter Godwin Chance, a hero of many of the campaigns, who died this year at 103. Every year, including November 11th, 2023, standing unaided, making his way to the cenotaph carrying a wreath. And we remember, as we think of these veterans, of members of our own family. My husband's father, Kendall Kidder, who served in North Africa, Sicily, Italy, and was in command of one of the landing crafts on D-Day to Normandy. My closest friend, Farley Mowat, who served in Italy. These are people we used to be able to hear their stories and hear what it was like for them. They weren't, in many cases, young men as soldiers. They were boys. And I think of the words of Joyce Mayer, who said, "Courage is fear that has said its prayers and decided to go forward anyway." Yes, there was tremendous courage, but there were also very young men, boys really. And in every war, they go forward and they die. And we must do everything we can to recommit ourselves to respect their service, to ensure their care, to ensure that they know our gratitude, and to ensure that we cease sending young people into war and that we fight. And I know the word fight might not sound right in this context, but Madam Speaker, we must fight for peace. Nous n'oublierons.
Lest we forget. We must always make, as Canadians, efforts to protect peace. Thank you.
Alors, j'aimerais aussi juste...
I would like to